Are you planning a trip to Hawaii with teens? Yeah, it's fun, but it's a little like herding cats, honestly. One minute they're stoked to snorkel, and the next they just want to sit on their phones in the hotel room. Well, in this episode, you'll discover 10 practical tips for traveling to Hawaii with teens. Things that'll help you plan smarter, keep the eye rolls to a minimum, and ways that'll help you enjoy your time in Hawaii. Aloha and welcome to Hawaii's Best, the podcast helping you plan an unforgettable Hawaii vacation with real tips and local insight. I'm Brian Murphy, and if you are headed to the islands with older kids or teens, we're going to talk about what actually really works when traveling to Hawaii with teens, how to balance adventure, downtime, and how to give your teens some freedom and still find those "this is why we came to Hawaii" moments for mom and dad or grandma and grandpa. Everything I'm sharing comes from firsthand experience and plenty of lessons learned along the way. My wife, Allie, and I, we have 3 girls, 9, 13, and 15. So we've done Hawaii in all the stages, from babies, toddlers, all the way up to our 15-year-old, almost 16-year-old. And a lot of these lessons we have learned the hard way. So I'm going to be sharing those as we go along. But you can also find the full blog post that I've included about more fun things to do in Hawaii. So once you're there, some things you can do with your teens, and I'll link that in the show notes below. And at the end of this episode, I'll tell you how to grab the free Hawaii for Teens travel pack. It includes all these tips, plus a 7-day Oahu itinerary made just for families with teens. All right, let's just get right into it and jump into the first tip, which is pick the island that fits your family the best. And really, before you book anything, start here. Pick the island that actually fits your family. Every island in Hawaii has its own vibe, its feel, and so choosing the right one can make your trip so much better. Oahu is perfect for teens who want a little bit more of, everything from surf lessons in Waikiki, shopping, dining, history, and plenty of places to grab shave ice, between your outings. The Big Island of Hawaii is for families who want to explore. So obviously you got Volcanoes National Park there, black sand beaches, snorkeling with manta rays at night. It's a lot more adventurous, a lot more open, wild. But if your teen prefers something a little bit more slower mornings, more of a leisurely pace, but still has amazing scenery, Maui or Kauai are great picks. So you got waterfalls, beaches, all the classic Hawaii postcard, and plenty of adventures on both of those islands. Kauai is a little bit more, I'd say, slower than Maui. It's a little bit more quiet. Maui, you still have a little bit of busyness, but I think probably the best way to start is ask your teens, what sounds most fun to them. Help them choose, help them feel ownership from the start. It really makes that buy-in a whole lot smoother. But I get it. If budget is a consideration, Maui is going to be more expensive than the other islands. So if you're looking for more budget friendly, you got a larger family, maybe grandma and grandpa are going, you might want to look at Waikiki or the Big Island of Hawaii. We actually did that, was it 2 years ago? So we had a 13-year-old at the time, and that was great. She really enjoyed a lot of she loves national parks and stuff like that. So she really enjoyed Hawaii's Volcanoes National Park. But this last time that we just went about 10 months ago. We went to Kauai for a week, and we went to Oahu for about a week or so. It's just different now. It's a good difference. So if you are visiting Hawaii with teens for the first time and you visited Hawaii prior, say like when they were toddlers or younger, it's different. You're going to start creating new memories. There's those things that we used to do when they were younger. Like we'd always go to the Dole Plantation and we have to do, the train ride and the whole thing. And now Dole Plantation is a pit stop to go to the restroom on our way up to the North Shore. So it's little things like that tend to change over time. This kind of goes into tip number 2 is let them help plan the trip. Once you've picked the island, bring your teens into, the planning stage of it all. And I don't mean, here's the list and pretend to care. This is what we're doing. This is the itinerary, but actually give them some choices. Maybe one activity, one meal, you want to try surfing or hit some food trucks, give them some options that are approved by you and your partner or whomever you're going with. and help them just to feel like they're creating the itinerary, creating the plan. It sounds small, but it changes everything. When teens feel like they have a say, they're more engaged, kind of like toddlers, honestly. You give them a choice. Do you want goldfish crackers or do you want graham crackers? So give them some choices to help plan the trip. Let them do some scrolling and help find a spot that looks cool. Maybe have them go on Yelp and choose a dinner spot that looks good and they can take ownership in that. I think that's probably a big word this whole episode is help them to take ownership in the trip. And that really helps set the stage for your entire vacation. Tip number 3, don't overplan everything. This one is huge. You don't need to fill every minute of every day. Allie and I, we've made this mistake before, trying to go to one tour to the next, to doing the Makapu'u hike out on the east side of Oahu, and then trying to do a tour and getting back to the west side for lunch. Like, it could be a lot trying to fill the day. Some of those things that we've just learned, it just takes time, especially that's where it goes back to choosing the right island. Because the Big Island, for example, trying to do one thing in Kona and then do it in Hilo, which is on the other side of the entire island, you're talking about an hour and a half or so to get over there. That's a good chunk of the day if you want to do something in Hilo, but you're staying in Kona. So having that plan is important. And honestly, Hawaii is better when you slow down. So try one big adventure day and then chill and have a resort day. Maybe a hike or snorkel and then just do like a beach day where you don't have anything to do. Maybe that's the day that you have your teen pick what they want to do for dinner. And honestly, some of the things that we've realized is the best memories come from the in-between times, talking story in the car with the kids, grabbing poke bowls, watching sunset. If you let go of the pressure to see everything, you'll actually enjoy more. And I get that Hawaii can be a once-in-a-lifetime trip for a lot of people, and you want to see and do everything. I totally understand. But really, especially going with multi-generational families, it's important to go at the pace of the group as well. Number 4, pick unique experiences that wow them, that they can remember. And all it takes is maybe 1 or 2. So instead of trying to squeeze every bit of beach time or waterfall, focus on 1 or 2 things that they'll still be talking about at home. Maybe it's a night snorkel with manta rays on the Big Island, or surfing together in Waikiki, or it's that hike on Kauai where everyone's shoes got full of red dirt. Whatever it is, make those moments stick. Those are the moments that you go back home, and as you go through your pictures, those are the moments that are going to stick and last a lifetime. And like I mentioned, if you want a few more ideas, I've got a list of our favorite teen-friendly experiences. I'll link that article below. Fun things to do in Hawaii with teens.
I just want to pop in here and say, if you found any value in listening to Hawaii's Best, is to simply follow the podcast on the app you're using right now. If you're on Apple Podcasts, just tap that little follow button in the top right corner. And now back to the episode.
Tip number 5, keep them fed and fueled. If you remember one thing from this episode, nothing tanks a great day in Hawaii faster than a hangry teen or a sleepy teen. I'll get to that in a minute. I've been there. You're halfway over to Hawaii's Volcanoes National Park, and it's, there's nothing to eat in between. You're like, I'm hungry. When's lunch? Where are we eating? Plan to build food into your trip. If you're doing a long trip like that, bring a foldable ice chest that you can pack. That'll help those longer road trips. If you do Rodohana on Maui, that'll help that. Just to kind of keep everyone happy and satisfied. But also take time to plan your food. Hit local spots, shrimp trucks, poke bowls, malasadas, shave ice. They're fun, they're quick, and it's a great way to taste a bit of Hawaii's local culture. Plus, it gives everyone something to look forward to in between activities. Tip number 6, like I mentioned, build sleep and space into your trip. Now, this is a big one, especially for your teens. You want to give them time to rest and room to breathe. You want to give them their space. It helps you recharge as well. But teens aren't built specifically strong for sunrise hikes every single day. If you want to do a sunrise hike, definitely would recommend doing it day 1 or day 2 when, if you're traveling from the continental US, you are probably going to be waking up earlier. So that'll be good to do that. Maybe day 1, day 2, you want to see the sunrise. But if you force it, you'll spend half of your trip dragging them out of bed and wondering why everyone's so grumpy. Why do we even do this? The whole thing. So mix it up a bit. Plan early activities some days, but let them sleep in on others. Maybe grab a quiet morning coffee while they recharge. That's also a cool perk about having teens. It's like, hey, mom and dad, we're going to go downstairs and we're going to go grab some coffee and we'll be back in a little bit. So taking that time with your partner is also important too, those quiet mornings. And if your budget allows it, maybe find a spot or place to stay with, it's a condo, vacation rental, timeshare, whatever, with separate rooms. It makes a huge difference when everyone has a little bit of privacy. You'll get your own quiet time and they'll get their space, and everyone's way happier, recharged, and ready to go and ready for those family photos that are out of the beach at 7:30 a.m. Tip number 7 kind of goes along with tip number 6, but it's give them freedom, but with some boundaries. As your kids get older, it's good to loosen the reins a little bit. I think we can probably agree on that if we have some kids that are getting older, but that doesn't mean letting them roam the island and just getting lost, but it does mean giving them little small bits of freedom. Depending on where you stay, you might want to let them walk and grab shave ice, or maybe if you're close to a Starbucks, have them grab it on their own. But set boundaries. We stay in the Ko'olina area almost yearly, and the Ko'olina area is great for, if they want to walk down and get shave ice, or if they want to just go to the market and pick something up, pick up some ramen or whatever. But I wouldn't recommend, this is probably where Allie and I are on the same page about, freedom and where the boundaries are, but we're not going to let our girls go to the water on their own. We're not going to let them go to the pool on their own. We're not going to let them go to the beach on their own, especially if it's a non-lifeguard beach. Definitely that's a no-go for us. So we take water safety very seriously. Maybe that's also a line that you and your partner draw, but that's up to you. All right. Tip number 8, keep them connected. I know part of you, and I've said it too, part of you wants to say, we're unplugging for this trip, leaving your phones at home, but really, let's be honest a bit, your teens are bringing their phones, and that's okay. That's how you're going to get through a 5.5+ hour flight over to Hawaii. So instead of fighting about it, just let's set some expectations early on. Let them share photos, text friends, and then have unplug time during the day. Maybe that's your dinner. Maybe that's the time when you guys unplug as a family and phones just don't even touch the table. It's also good to bring a portable charger and check that your place that you're staying in has strong Wi-Fi. That will be a topic of conversation. A little digital connection can help keep everyone a bit happy. So you don't have to choose between phones and family time. You can have both, but just be intentional about it. Tip number 9, pack smart and travel light. That's really one that has saved us a lot of headaches, is packing smart. I think we've almost got it down. Next time we go, it's my goal to only take carry-on luggage. I know that sounds crazy, but we've almost got it down to that. You don't need a lot of stuff going to Hawaii, but a few key things make a big difference. From water shoes to a light hoodie for, early mornings or plane rides, a waterproof phone case for all the ocean photos or pool pics. That's just good to have. But I've also done a few posts about what to pack for Hawaii. So I'm going to link that in the show notes below if you want to take a closer look at that. But really the main thing is have them pack a couple things that help them feel comfortable, or maybe it's an iPad. But really the main thing is just keep it simple, keep it practical. Remember, you're probably not going to need 40% of the stuff that you packed. Tip number 10, go beyond the beaches. This last one, it's probably my favorite, is going beyond the beaches. We actually don't spend a lot of time at the beach, but don't get me wrong, beaches in Hawaii are amazing, but some of the best and most meaningful parts of Hawaii trip, it happens when you connect with the culture. take your teens to a luau, or if you're on Oahu, visit the Bishop Museum or explore Iolani Palace. If you can join a Malama Hawaii experience, like things like a beach cleanup or planting native trees. We did this on the island of Maui. Such a great opportunity to connect with amazing local people. Highly recommend if you're going to Maui, this would be a great teen outing for the family. Definitely look into Maui cultural lands. And I'm going to link that episode that we've done with Ikolu Lindsay. I'll link that below, but that is another opportunity to connect as a family. And there's zero reception in the valley where we went, Honokovai Valley. But this gives you and your family a chance to give back and learn what aloha really means. Love, respect, responsibility to the land. And when your teens experience that side of Hawaii, they come home with more than just memories. They come home with perspective. And really, that's a great marker of an amazing trip to Hawaii. So that's it. That's my 10 tips for traveling to Hawaii. I could probably go on as we are right in the middle of it. I think if there's one key takeaway from this, just let it be, don't try to make the trip perfect. Let go of perfect. Let go of perfection. Focus on making it meaningful. Give your teens a voice, a say in the planning of it. Build some space. Slow down enough to actually enjoy the moments between all the plans. Because really, it's in those in-between moments, the laughter, the beach walks, the shave ice stops, did you see it off the side of the road? Let's pull over. Let's go see what that is. It's those moments that they're going to remember. So if you want to dive even deeper into specific activities, check out the blog posts of fun things to do in Hawaii with teens linked below. And while you're there, go ahead and grab the free Hawaii for Teens travel pack. It includes everything from today's episode plus a 7-day Oahu itinerary built just for families with teens. And I also included the new blog post about fun things to do in Hawaii with teens in that as well. And everything I talked about all linked up in that one PDF pack. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you found today's episode helpful, just go ahead and hit follow on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. That helps notify you the next time an episode comes out. And that next time is going to be next Wednesday. So I'll see you then. And until then, as always, live with aloha.
Mahalo for listening to this episode of Hawaii's Best. To stay up to date on future episodes, hit follow on your podcast app. Hawaii's Best is a production of Shorebreak Media Group with editing by Easy Podcast Solutions and music courtesy of our friends Stick Figure. Yeah,